This is how you sew on a button. First, you want to have your thread through your needle and then doubled back with a nice knot on the end. And there are two ways you can start. You can either start right underneath the button on the same side, or you can go underneath your fabric and pass your needle through where you want your button to be. Let's say your sculpture is already sewn up and you're adding your button as a decoration. You probably won't be able to go through the underside. So what you're going to want to do is where your button is going to go, you're going to just put your needle underneath a little bit of fabric and pull it back out, and then pull it through till the knot hits, and then go through one of the holes in your button. Now this is when you get to decide. My button has 4 holes. I can either go diagonal and create an X going here to here and then here to here, creating an X on the surface, or I can go next door and create like a square. It's up to you. It can add some pattern or some cool details. I'm going to do an X. So my next move is to go in the opposite one, and I can pull it through. And now I'm just going to tighten my button down. I'm pulling on my thread, pulling on my needle, and now in order to come up and do it again, I need to just pass through a little bit of fabric underneath here, pull it tight. I can kind of move it around, pull it tight again. And now this time I'm going to come up through the opposite hole, go back down. I'm creating an X. And this time when I go back down, I'm just going to grab some of the fabric. Try not to grab a lot of the fabric so that you don't see it coming out too far away from your button. Alright, I've done it once through each time. You want to do a minimum of 2 times through each hole. Go back down, and while I go down, I'm going to grab a little bit of fabric. That's too much. That's about good. Pull it tight. Come back up. I'm going to go through the hole that I've only done once. Back through the opposite hole. Pull it through. And now I have a button that's strong. I can go do more passes if I want to make that thicker. Your last step is going to be you take your thread and you wrap it around the button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to knot it. So how you knot it is you just go in and you grab a little bit of fabric with your needle, and you come through and you're going to create a loop. See how that loop comes through? And before you pull it all the way through, you want to pass your needle back through it, and it's almost like creating a little square knot. Pull it tight and do it one more time. Go through a little bit of fabric. If you catch a little bit of the thread, that's okay too. Pull that loop, stop before it goes all the way through, and pass your needle through the loop, and then tighten. Now you can cut off your thread close to the button, and you're done.
Are we ready to go?